If you're a professional services provider or you work in marketing or business development for a professional services provider, it's easy to get frustrated these days based on the craziness that is in the content marketing and thought leadership marketing world today. Thanks to AI, a lot of assumptions that we've made about how content marketing and thought leadership marketing are going to work, they've changed. Whether it's zero-click searches, whether it's AI gobbling up searches from Google and other search engines, there's a lot of uncertainty out there. But you know what? In uncertain times, it's nice to rely on old standbys. I want to remind you why. A Bylined article strategy is a fantastic old standby and an effective old standby in today's ever-changing content marketing and thought leadership marketing worlds. Before we go any further, yes, I realize owned content like blog posts and email newsletters and podcasts are important. I agree, you own them, you control them, and thus there's no gatekeeper preventing you from publishing and distributing your content. Owned media channels are still important, they will always be important. However, bylined articles remain an immensely important tool that you and your colleagues can use for your content marketing and your thought leadership marketing efforts. Let me give you 6 reasons why this is the case. First, bylined articles allow you to be discovered by humans. When you produce a thought leadership article that is then published by a third-party publication, perhaps in an industry that you serve or want to be known in, then you are allowing for people, potential clients, referral sources, and other target audiences to discover you by reading your content. If you rely on an email newsletter, well, you have to rely on people to subscribe to that email newsletter. And for a blog post, unless it is really well SEO optimized, people have to know that your blog exists, whereas articles allow for discovery. People stumble upon articles and learn about people for the first time through those articles. Second, it also allows for discovery by AI. We know that AI is an ever important factor when it comes to discoverability and thought leadership. And if we want AI models like ChatGPT, like Google's Gemini, like Claude to surface us and to describe us and to cite us in response to queries from people, we need to have content that's discoverable. Yes, I know AI is going to be crawling the internet. It has already crawled the internet to find all the content it can gobble up. But bylined articles give higher signs of credibility, of authority than random blog posts or email newsletters that are posted to the web. AI will look at the sources of these articles, well-regarded industry publications, and view them as more authoritative and more credible than random blog posts that might only get a handful of readers with each post. Third, you can build authority through borrowed credibility with bylined articles. This has always been the case, and it will always be the case moving forward. When you publish an article in a well-regarded publication, you are seen as having some level of credibility, some level of authority that this publication was willing to publish your thought leadership. If it's your podcast, if it's your blog posts, if it's your email newsletter, obviously, whatever you publish goes. There's no gatekeeper, as I said before. But when you publish through a third-party publication, which is what bylined articles are, then you are able to take that organization's credibility and wear it as your own. You are credible based on the credibility of that publication. Fourth, bylined articles are potent business developing marketing materials. When a client or a prospective client has an issue that a professional services provider has covered in a previous bylined article, that provider can send the article to the client or the prospect and say, hey, look, I covered this before. Here are some options. Let me know what you think after reading this article. If this is still an issue that you might want to talk further about how we can help you resolve. You could do that with a blog. You could do that with a podcast. But when you have an article that shows that the professional service provider was already thinking about that topic and it was published in a third-party publication, again, borrowing the credibility, that is much more potent than an attorney or consultant or some other professional service provider sending over a blog or a podcast. It carries more weight. Same thing, number 5, same thing goes for when you list your published content on your online bio or in your LinkedIn profile. Yes, if you listed a bunch of blog posts you wrote or a bunch of podcasts that you hosted, yes, that is great. That shows some credibility and some authority. But that authority and credibility is heightened when you're listing on your online bio or your LinkedIn profile the articles that you published in the various different publications. And that's the cool thing about being able to publish in various publications. You can show your clients that you either do work in many industries or that you do work in many geographies. You can use the different Bylined articles that you've published and the different publications that you've got your articles in to show a breadth or depth that you think might be helpful to showing clients and referral sources that you are knowledgeable and wise and that you are an authority regarding the work that you do. Sixth, finally, Bylined articles can drive the news cycle at media outlets that publish them. This has happened a couple times with my clients where they've published an article, they've submitted an article to a media outlet, and a reporter at the media outlet, after reading the article, decides that they want to report on that same topic because the article raised an issue that they either hadn't covered before or hadn't covered recently, and they thought that it rose to a level of worthiness of being reported on. And of course, they call my client first to interview them about the topic because they submitted the article in the first place. This is a unique feature of Bylined articles, but they can help you or your colleagues get 2 bites at the apple by publishing an article first and then having an opportunity to be interviewed for a subsequent article about that same topic. And while it doesn't happen often, it still is a benefit of maintaining a fairly active Bylined article strategy for your thought leadership. It's crazy times out there when it comes to content marketing and thought leadership marketing. In our crazy world, sometimes it's nice to rely on old standbys, a Bylined article strategy as part of your content marketing and thought leadership marketing strategy can do a lot to help alleviate the concerns about what's happening with technology, with AI in our new content marketing and thought leadership marketing world, and allow you and your colleagues to maintain a program, a campaign where they are putting themselves out there and being seen as authoritative and credible by their target audiences. If you want to learn more about how to write effective Bylined articles as part of your Bylined article strategy, check out lawfirmeditorialservice.com. We have more than 400 videos, blog posts, and podcast episodes that can help you do just that.